A very warm good afternoon to all. I, Sriram, Assistant Professor from Department of Electrical Engineering, SISTec Ratibad, welcome you all in Session 2, International Power Innovation Conclave 2022, which is organized by Department of Electrical Engineering, SISTec Ratibad, in collaboration with IEEE MP subsection, Infinity Research and Upgrade More Plus, which is a free education learning platform under RGPV Bhopal. The International Power Innovation Conclave is a discussion based event, and the theme of this event is based on renewable energies, robot, and drone technologies. Now, let's begin today's session 2 on drone and robot technologies. In the discussion panel, we are having Dr. Sriram Vasudevan, Project Manager L&D, Dr. Abhishek Sharma, Research Scientist, Ariel University, Israel, and Mr. Ankit Mule, co-founder Infinity Research. And the moderator of this session is Professor Pankaj Sharma, Assistant Professor, Electrical Engineering, SISTec Ratibad. Before handing over this session to moderator, let me give the brief introduction of renowned experts one by one. First, Dr. Sriram Vasudeva. He is presently working as a project manager at L&T Technology Service Limited. Dr. Vasudevan is very versatile. He is Intel champion IoT innovator, YouTuber, UI developer expert, NVIDIA certified, NASCOM Prime Ambassador, author, co-author of 42 books for reputed publication across globe. He has more than 150 international papers published and having 6 patents under his credit. Second is Dr. Abhishek Sharma. Dr. Sharma received the bachelor degree in Electronics and Communication Engineering from ITM Gwalior and the master degree in Robotics Engineering from the University of Petroleum and Energy Studies, Dehradun, India in 2014. He was a senior research fellow in DST funded project under the Technology System Development Scheme. He is awardee of Sandwich Fellowship 2021, Ministry of Education Israel, and Emerging Research Scientist in 2021, India. He was an assistant professor with the Department of Electronics and Instrumentation in UPS. He is working as research scientist in the Research and Development Department UPS, and he is also working as research associate in Ariel University, Israel. His research interest includes embedded system optimization, swarm intelligence, and robotics. Next expert is our Mr. Ankit Mule. He has done his MTech in robotics from UPS Dehradun. He was center head of one of the emerging company of Indore for 2 years, where he has created MP first humanoid robot Kevin. Afterward, female humanoid robot Quanta as well. He has 5 years of experience in training students on various topics like IoT embedded system, industrial automation PLC, and SCADA. He has experience of working in industrial automation across various companies like Pinnacle, Force Motor, and etc. To addressing the situation in COVID, he has created a cleaning robot for the COVID world and has deployed in Parul Hospital in Gujarat. Right now, he is a co-founder of Infinity Research. Now, I will hand over this session to our moderator, Professor Pankaj Sharma. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Professor Subnay Roy, sir. I am Professor Pankaj Sharma, moderator of Session 2. Welcome you all once again on this International Power Innovation Conclave, January 2022. Dear learners, in this Session 2, we are going to learn about drones and robots. My dear technocrats and dear curious learners, today we are very happy to connect with stalwarts of this field. Let me send them a warm gesture virtually. Hello to everybody. Either we reach to technology or sometimes technology reaches us. In India, where most of us rely on easy available technology, drones and robots are referred as high class technology which finds selective utility by affluent people of the society. Dear learners, we will try to reach the technology, the drones, and the robots in this session too. We will explore the possibilities of entrepreneurship in this field, availabilities of funds to startups and projects of mass utility reaching to various masses, organizations, and to the lower level of society, thus making it to a part of our daily life or easy available technology. My first round of question is from Dr. Sriram Krishna Vasudevan sir. Sir, what are the challenges and scopes in drones and robots?
Well, if I have to talk about it, the opportunities are plenty. We are seeing the growth tremendously happening in the area of drones and robots. Just starting from the simple packages delivery to the most complex environments where we are trying to escort people, save people in case of natural disasters. All these things are being done by drones, and robots have a much bigger role as well. But when I come to drones first, I'll take up drones first. I'll explain you what exactly are the problems that I foresee. First is range. It's one of the biggest problems that people are really facing. The second biggest problem that it comes into picture is the battery. We are operating mostly the battery powered drones, and it is the weakest link actually. Whenever you talk to any expert who is working on electronics solution, they will just be worried about the battery life, and that's the weakest link in most of the electronic devices, and drones are no different. And there are many things which affect the drone battery life, which include the weather conditions, the aerodynamics, the size, weight, etc. Also, the payload that it can carry is a major concern. And we have been reading a lot of stories about drone abuse. What I mean is drone abuse is we are using drone for something good. What happens is suddenly somebody throws a stone at it, and that's all, the drone gets collapsed. This is happening, and this is called as drone abuse. This is a major challenge that we have. The power lines that runs in between, we have the electric power lines, right? That is a major challenge as well. We need to really be intelligent enough to fly a drone that way, and I feel that the regulations are still to be curated better. Lack of regulations is what I should say. It's still creating problems. We should not fly drones near the areas where there are air force base stations or military bases. We cannot run it nearby airports because it is going to collide with the signals that they may receive. So all these are the challenges that we have, and flying drones mainly needs piloting skills. It cannot be done by, even if it is going to be manual, it's going to be very, very difficult. You need to have piloting skills, otherwise it can as well damage you. So that's the major concern that I have when it comes to drone. When it comes to robot, yeah, first thing is the manufacturing procedures are very, very complex, and I see that the experts are here who can talk about it more. And the human robot collaboration, that's still a pain point that people are working on. Again, the power sources. Whenever you talk about any electronic component, the power sources are a major concern, and how do we get the power really handled well? Mapping environments is another major challenge that people are working on. Indoor localization, outdoor, how do we get it well versed with the environment is a major issue. And privacy and security risk, are we fully comfortable with the robot coming and working with us day in and day out? We are not, we could not be until for at least for next few years, that where we see that they are all completely set up nice, and it's fully secured. Also, we need to be very sure of the reliable artificial intelligence. The artificial intelligence which we are feeding into the robot should not be destructive in nature, and it should never turn to be destructive as well. So we need to be careful about it. The anxiety and insecurity regarding the future, that's a major problem with you and me. We all have that, because when the drones come in, it's going to be a real threat for people. Like, I may lose my job, you may lose my job. Can it be done by drone? This kind of anxiety and the insecurity regarding future, all this together makes it a real challenging stuff. So overall, drones have some challenges, major challenges with respect to how do you fly it, how do you maintain the battery life, how do you make sure that the payload is handled. When it comes to robot, whatever I explained will stand there. I hope I answered the question, Pankaj.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much, sir. What are the ways to make it technology for common mass or common people? What
Uh,
role an engineering college can actually take in this direction?
All right. So any technology, when it comes in, we will always have a resistance. It's human nature, right? So
Yeah.
we might not take it up so easily. We will take up a simple example. Earlier the days when we had board and chalk the talk way of teaching, we liked it, and then came the projector, and we had PowerPoint. Initially, we did not adapt to it because we had to spend time for preparation of PPT, and we are moving out of our comfort zone. All those things were there, but then what happened? We are now using PPT over anything else. So that's how it is. The technology normally will take a lot of time for it to be believed as this is going to be good for us, and once accepted, there is no stop. So we are in the transition phase where it will need some more time for the people to believe that, yeah, this technology is going to take us to the next level. Also, the application perspective of it should be reaching mass. It should be introduced to people, like in terms of proper reach. They can say that the drones have been proving very useful during the natural disaster. During In the aftermath of hurricanes or earthquakes, UAVs have been terrifically useful. They are really very useful. They do a terrific work there, and they can assess damage, locate victims, and drive, and they can also deliver aids. So all these kind of initial first aids that are being given by drones and USVs are really, really becoming very popular. So we need to take it forward to the people through a lot of applications that we develop. We can do that, and we at engineering college we have a liberty of working on whatever we want, and we are not target driven. We are not like, we do not have a delivery date for anything that we work on. So that's a luxury that we all have from academics, and we can work on multiple projects that way. And you can even create recreational commercial drones which can enable people to understand that it can also be used for those purposes, because there are flying clubs which teach you how to fly drones. There are clubs which are also using it to calm down your anger, and people are working on drone driving to reduce their anger and anxiety. As I have read that interesting article over there, which says that when you fly drone, you get yourself cool down better. This has to be reached to the people. That's the only way. You need to show them that, see, drone is flying. See, the drone is doing this. A robot is doing this. It can reach through traditional academics. We can conduct symposiums. We can conduct talk shows like this, where people can come and talk about the products that they have built. They can showcase it, making people believe that, yeah, this is the change that we need to accept to. Yeah, there are challenges, I accept it, but those challenges have to be definitely faced, and we need to overcome it. That's how it is. And importantly, the role of college as well. I being an academician, fundamentally, even now I call myself an academician. So our responsibility is to teach. Our responsibility is to get the knowledge catered to everybody, and we can do that by establishing labs, because building drones is not a very expensive deal. To start with, to learn with, we can build drones with spending a little amount of money there, and we can facilitate students to get them completely trained on how do we build drones, what kind of applications can be built. We can give a list of things, and we can sit with them to mentor them. And more you build, more you get practice, you can showcase it in the kind of hackathons which are coming. Our country is becoming very, very popular in terms of hosting a lot of hackathons. Every month, at least I see that 15, 20 hackathons are conducted at a very high level. So these products can go there, and the children, whomever is building, will get a future secured through getting a job or getting a very good lump sum amount there for getting the startup created. And that will also trigger the thought process for rest of the students to work on drone and robotic technology, so that their future can also be secure. So it's our responsibility to inculcate the interest by doing it from the front. I think we should show them how do we do it, and that's the best way to do it. Establishing labs, we should call it a maker space ideally. The maker space should be open 24 bar 7, but there are operation difficulties. But again, if we can do that, if children are allowed to work on in the lab the way they want, it's going to make changes. And we need to include the subjects and curriculum. For sure, it is to be practical oriented, project oriented paper. It cannot be theoretical, though the fundamentals are to be taught theoretically. I strongly believe that way, but we need to get hands dirty by doing things practically. So only colleges can do that. You are the best people to drive the knowledge source. I mean, you are creating a lot of wonders all over the world, and you could create that in this field also. Pankaj.
Thank you so much, sir, for the nice explanation of this question. My next question in this field is, sir, what are the ways or resources available nationally or internationally from where we can generate funds for startups or for financial consultancy?
Very good. That's a very, very prominent question. I mean, end of the day, when you do a product, when you build a product, if it is of good value, it should become a startup. I have no second opinion there. I feel that in India we are now growing with respect to the funding. Many organizations, many venture capitalists are coming forward with funding options. If you see seedfund.startupindia.gov.in, I repeat, seedfund.startupindia.gov.in. This particular website is ever open, and you can file in your ideas there, and they will definitely be in touch with you. Other than this, if you talk in India, there are multiple contests which are conducted for delivering seed funding. Most of the hackathons, if you see right now, why I'm stressing that term hackathon is the hackathons these days are becoming source not only for gaining popularity, getting a job, but also it becomes a source for getting seed funding. The seed funding can start anywhere between say $10,000 and it can go until $1 lakh. So people have chances, and there are multiple accelerator events. People call it accelerator events, startup events, accelerator events. All these are conducted by multiple companies themselves. Even the biggest of the companies have their own shows, own platforms for them to host this kind of shows, and we can check it up. And importantly, if you see, patenting is one thing that can really take you to the next level. What I mean is, whenever you are working with a particular product, whenever you are working with some innovation, you need to really go ahead with patenting, create something new, build a couple of patents, get it granted, go to the next level. And each state nowadays, each state, Karnataka government has recently announced the seed funding for about 50 lakh rupees for each of the 200 startups. It's electronic system design and manufacturing policy, which is called as ESDM policy. So it's a great amount of funding that has come from Karnataka government. They don't stop just Karnataka people to go ahead and apply it. We can even apply. So if you gain these kind of information and if you apply, I'm certain we will get a lot of opportunities in terms of gaining, in terms of getting seed funding. But before you go ahead with seed funding, most of the companies, most of the funding agencies, they require your company. I mean, your team. You are a team of 3 or 4 people. They want you to be registered as a company. So the colleges, I think, if they are 4 or 5 students who are coming together, they own the responsibility to make it a company. So please register that as a private limited company. Only then the funding can come in easily and the process can be smooth. In my opinion, it should have been done, and it will help the students to project it as a startup instead of saying that we are a team of 4 students. Instead, you say I'm a startup. I'm already running a startup in my college, which is funded by my college, and I need more fund to sustain it. That would be a better way to do it. I can send some resources, some links to Pankaj, which can be circulated to everybody, which can be used for further learning. Thank you.
Yes, thank you so much, sir. Now, this question is for Ankit Mule, sir. Sir, what, according to you, the ways to make it technology friendly? This technology, the drones and the robotics, are considered to be the affluent one. Now, what, according to you, what are the ways to make it technology for masses?
सर मेरे हिसाब से मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि जब तक टेक्नोलॉजी प्लग एंड प्ले नहीं होगी तब तक किसी भी टेक्नोलॉजी पर लोग यूज़र फ्रेंडली नहीं हो पाएंगे काइंड ऑफ अगर मैं एग्जांपल देता हूँ आपको एक प्रिंटर का अगर किसी भी प्रिंटर को आप यूज़ कर रहे थे इससे पहले अगर 90s की मैं बात करता हूँ अगर आप प्रिंटर विदाउट यूएसबी जब आप यूज़ करते थे तब प्रॉब्लम ये होता था कि कभी भी कोई यदि आपका प्रिंटर खराब होता है तो आप टेक्निकल को बुलाते थे टेक्निशियन को बुलाते थे और फिर वो इंजीनियर आके ठीक करता था व्हाटएवर बट जब प्लग एंड प्ले हुई टेक्नोलॉजी लाइक जैसे यूएसबी हमारा आया और यूएसबी के बाद हर घर में आपको प्रिंटर मिल गए लाइक फॉर एग्जांपल हम इसी तरह से टेक्नोलॉजी को जितना यूजर फ्रेंडली बनाएंगे और जितना ज़्यादा इस पे रिसर्च करके हम लोगों तक प्रोवाइड कराएंगे तो डेफिनेटली जो भी चीज़ें हैं हमारी आगे बढ़ पाएंगी और इसके अलावा सर दैट्स इट
Thank you so much, sir. What, according to you, the challenges challenges to find uses of this in defense system or the national security of India?
सॉरी सर
We
एक्चुअली
have certain uses of drones and robotics in defense system of India, the national security of India. What, according to you, there are the challenges of using it?
सर अभी एक्चुअली मेरे पास एक काम आया हुआ है जिसमें हम हमारी टीम वर्कआउट कर रही है ड्रोन को रिपेयर करने में बिकॉज ऑफ जो ड्रोन थे वो काफ़ी हार्श यूज़ होते हैं उनके साथ। प्रॉपर ट्रेनिंग नहीं होने की वजह से उनका लोकेशन सेट नहीं होता है, उनका जो होम पोजीशन है वो सेट नहीं कर पाते हैं ड्रोन्स के साथ, और बिकॉज ऑफ दैट ड्रोन कुछ भी मतलब कैसा भी रफ बिहेव करता है। बिकॉज ऑफ दैट रीज़न ये हो जाता है कि ड्रोन कभी टूट जाते हैं, बैटरी चार्ज नहीं होती, जैसे सर ने बताया, वासुदेवन सर ने बताया कि बिकॉज ऑफ पावर मैनेजमेंट बैटरी ठीक से चार्ज नहीं होती है, बैटरी को ओवर चार्ज कर दिया जाता है, फूल जाती है। तो अगर हम ट्रेनिंग बहुत अच्छे से दें इसके जो ड्रोन हैं, ड्रोन्स और रोबोट्स के लिए इन्हें कैसे डील करना है इनके साथ, अगर हम प्रॉपर ट्रेनिंग दें हर किसी को जो भी इनके यूजर हैं, तो डेफिनेटली ये बहुत अच्छे से काम करेगा और वर्कआउट होंगे सर।
Thank you so much, sir. Now, the next question is from Sharma sir, Abhishek Sharma sir. Sir, what are the similar fields available for students to pursue career in robotics and drones?
Yeah, thank you, Sarma sir, for this question. Actually, students can perform their research basically in the robotics and drones area, and they can go for the biological inspired robot control. So, what do you mean by here biological inspired? Biological inspired means I think all of us have seen the birds flying in the sky, and they have some. Techniques. They are using some common intelligence for finding their food. So inspired from that working methodology, there is a intelligence known as the swarm intelligence, where the all the particles or a group of one, two or three individuals working togetherly to find the optimization solution. So this is the one of the major research area that lots of researchers are working nowadays in this. And the another one is decision theoretical planning and control. And as the Mr. Ankit said, that it's very important to plan and control the drone or mobile robot. And this area is also a very growing area. And the another one is the hybrid and distributed control. By the meaning of hybrid and distributed means hybrid means if we want to switch the control over the drone itself, means the autonomous mode, or some human will come and control it. So these are the areas. And the one more most growing area is depends on the vision, image and signal processing system. As the robot have to identify its location, and it's have to localize its position in an unknown environment. So for this localization, we need some sensors. And for the sensors, the most important are means the area that most of the researchers are working are like on vision process, image analysis, signal processing systems. So I think I have given the answer to this question.
Thank you so much, sir, for your nice explanation. Now, as
Yes.
per your views, what are the resources available for our students or at a college level to bring funds or to look for a financial consultancy or to bring incubation to our colleges? Are there any resources?
Uh, okay, so as the um, yeah, so we can nowadays all of us know that lots of startup is going on, lots of startup processes initiated by the government of the India. And we can apply directly to their portal. And there is over a year 2 or 3 competitions, like one is the every year there is a competition by the DRDO. uh, I am not able to remember the name correctly, but they are proposing like that. They have given some problem statement regarding the application of drones or robots in various industrial area, like in defense, in industry, in power distribution system, in what you say, in agriculture. So one of the resource we can use like that and the another one is the college and the university plays a very important role in this also for the incubation. And recently, I still remember that when I was here in Israel during 2017 and 18, so the our Prime Minister Modi came here and he initiated the new platform that we can initiate the companies with the Israel by taking the partner as Israel, one partner from the Israel and one partner from the India, and we can establish the our whole company setup at a very subsidized rate in India. So these are the major resources available for the incubation of or for starting a startup or the company.
Thank you so much, sir. Now the next question I would like to ask from Sriram Vasudeva, sir. Sir, electric drones in firefighting seems to be a solution for various cities. Nowadays, we are observing this. What is your scientific opinion regarding use of these machines?
Can you repeat your question, please? I didn't
Yes,
get
sir.
it. There was a
Yes, sir.
drop.
Sure, sure. Electric drones in firefighting seems to be the solution for various cities. What is
Yeah.
your scientific opinion regarding the use of these machines?
It's one of the finest of applications that we could quickly call it as. It is, but the size of the drone and the amount of the fire extinguisher that it can carry are all going to be something which we need to look into. Definitely, it's the future, and many companies and particularly many countries by themselves are also doing a lot of research on it, if I understand it right. And firefighter drones basically are sent to the locations as scouts using the cameras, and they normally have thermal imaging technology to help the first responders in their rescue efforts. So it's going to definitely rescue a lot of people. It's going to be very helpful in terms of identifying where the intensity of the fire is going to be huge, and these drones should work on low lighting conditions as well, and irrespective of the intensity of the light, irrespective of the amount of temperature that it comes on it, it should be definitely working. So there is a lot of research thing that we can push into it in terms of making it really solid. That's what I feel, in my opinion, is about it. There's a great future. Definitely, it can be used for not only for firefighting. There are drones which are used for other things like natural disasters, and if there is an earthquake, if I need to find out where exactly people are living, where exactly people are surviving at that time, we can still use drones for that. So the applications are really plenty. Yeah.
Thank you so much, sir.
But one thing, yeah, I'd like to
Yes.
just quote one thing. The cost of the current firefighting drones are slightly expensive, which we need to definitely bring it down through a lot of research. When it is made at a bigger level, when it is made at a vast, larger numbers, it could be lesser. The common cost for firefighting drones go up to $5,000 to $6,000 right now, which I could understand from the studies that I made. So it has to come down. So it has to be reaching more people, and that can happen only when you have lesser costs. So that is where I think we researchers should focus more on bringing it more usable, bringing it to common man. Yeah.
Thank you so much, sir.
No problem.
The next question is from Ankit Mule, sir. Sir, how civilians drones are used for mapping purpose?
एक्चुअली सर एक टेक्नोलॉजी है जिसका नाम है स्लैम, साइमल्टेनियसली मैपिंग एंड लोकलाइजेशन। एक्चुअली जब आप किसी भी चीज़ का मैप करते हैं तो मैपिंग दो टाइप से हो सकती है, या तो आप एआई बेस्ड मैपिंग करिए, एमएल बेस्ड सॉरी मशीन लर्निंग बेस्ड मैपिंग करा सकते हैं कि एक या एक से ज़्यादा एक रोबो सिंपल कहीं पर भी घूम रहा है, कहीं पर भी वर्क कर रहा है और वहाँ के ऑब्जेक्ट को देख रहा है, लाइक देख के अपने हिसाब से फीड कर रहा है, अपने पास रख रहा है अपनी मेमोरी में। सेकेंड थिंग ये होती है कि आप बेसिक ऑलरेडी एक मैप कर लीजिए। एक RGBD कैमरा होता है, दैट इज रेड ग्रीन ब्लू, एंड D फॉर डेप्थ कैमरा होता है। अब इन कैमरे के यूज करके ऑलरेडी किसी भी जगह का, अगर इंडोर प्लेस है तो वो ज्यादा बेटर होगा। इंडोर प्लेस पे आप मैपिंग करिए और मैप करने के बाद इसे एज इट इज आप जैसे एक फाइल बनता है वैसा फाइल बनाकर आप प्रोसेसर में आप फीड करा दीजिए, जिससे आप किसी भी रोबो पे मतलब उसे चला सकते हैं। लाइक मैंने जैसे कोविड वार्ड के लिए जो एक रोबो क्रिएट किया था, तैयार किया था, उसमें भी मैंने मैपिंग के लिए इसी तरह से कुछ यूज़ किया था। वहाँ पर वार्ड का कोविड वार्ड के लिए मैंने प्रॉपर एक मैपिंग की थी। मैपिंग करने के बाद उस रोबो के अंदर उस चीज़ को डाल दिया था। एक फाइल थी, उस फाइल को मैंने उस पर फीड किया। आफ्टर दैट जहाँ पर भी बेड है और बेड के बाजू से निकलना है, कैसे उस रोबो को रन होना है, तो बेसिकली इस तरह से ये टेक्नोलॉजी एक टेक्निक है स्लैम करके, जिसके थ्रू आप मैपिंग कर सकते हैं, वर्कआउट कर सकते हैं सर। सर
Thank you, Ankit sir. That was a nice explanation from your side. Uh, Next question is from Abhishek Sharma sir. I want to know his opinion regarding the use of drones in the field of defense system of the national security.
Yes, thank you for this question, sir. Drones and robots nowadays play a very major role in the military operations, and basically they are equipped with various sensors, some of which feature with the infrared technologies. And like these tools will help frontline soldiers better observe and assess the situations in a real time condition, and in also not only in a real time but also in the range of different environments. And they will by with the help of these sensors equipped with the drone, they can facilitate the interventions and providing greater protection for the troops also. So what is the impact on the military? So basically the military drones have come to revolutions for warfare these days. They are roving on the land, streaking through the skies, and diving under the seas. Since their creation more than 50 years ago, I think, so drones have constantly evolved to the present and becoming one of the main artificial intelligence weapons. And I think the integration of artificial intelligence can save the soldier's life. And according to government of the India, there is one report came during the year of 2017 to 18, and they have proposed like 200 crore budgets for robotizing the Indian army, like 30% robotizations they want. And since drones have an unparalleled ability to accurately kill the target individuals, so the traditional weapons often do not land exactly on a target. So this will allow the our soldiers or the country of any soldiers to uh, find a better combat and with a proper strategy. And drones used correctly, if they use correctly, means that there should be some training given to the our soldiers, so that they can use the drones rightly in a very well mannered without losing the target. And almost it will give the some precision to them also. So so and one more thing I would like to add here, that still there are some pros and cons of using this drones in our military, because most of the because of lack of training, lack of the how to handle them. These are the major roles that will play during the adaptation of the robots or drones in the military. That's from my side.
Okay, thank you, Abhishek sir. One thing I would like to ask more from you, sir.
Yeah.
Can you please tell me what are the researches going on in this field?
Yeah. So in this field, basically, let's take an example here. There, here in Israel, there is one institute, Weizmann Institute, and what are they are having the problem that some, the Palestine side from some, they are using some drones and they are putting some hand grenade there with a shuttlecock behind it, and they just release it. So now the problem came how to stop this procedure. So they are basically training they are making the drones like that. 4 or 5 drones will have the net, and in the coordination they will go to the target and they will just put the net over there, the target, and it will just simply fetch the area. So this is the most growing area that and the most recent area, and also a very challenging task, very challenging task is this. So these are the basically the new growing up area here in Israel, basically. So
Thank you so much, Abhishek Sharma sir. That was nice explanation from your side. Coming back to Ankit Mule sir. Sir, what is your opinion regarding the supports available from government side in this field? If someone wants to do research and higher studies or any kind of startups, so what do you think? Is there any help or supports available from government of India?
डेफिनेटली सर, मैं इसके लिए सबसे पहले तो बताऊंगा कि सबसे ज़्यादा प्रॉब्लम आती है जब आप रेडीमेड मॉड्यूल्स या आईसी परचेस करने जाते हैं मार्केट में। लाइक मैं अभी इंदौर में हूँ, इंदौर में काफ़ी हद तक चीज़ें अवेलेबल हैं, बहुत सारी चीज़ें हैं अवेलेबल होती ही नहीं हैं, और फिर हमें वो चीज़ बाहर से मंगानी पड़ती है। लाइक कुछ प्रोग्रामर ही हैं हमारे पास, जैसे मिनी प्रो करके सबसे बेसिक और इलेक्ट्रॉनिक के फील्ड में सबसे बेसिक और सबसे ज़्यादा यूज़ होने वाला प्रोग्रामर है, बट वो अवेलेबल ही नहीं है इंडिया में। और प्रॉब्लम फिर ऐसा होता है कि आपको वो बाहर से परचेस करना पड़ता है, फिर शिपिंग कॉस्ट लगता है, शिपिंग कॉस्ट के बाद आपको जो 5000 का चीज़ है वो आपको अप टू 8000 टू 10000 तक आपको वो चीज़ें लेनी पड़ती हैं। ऐसे ही बहुत सारे अलग अलग डिफरेंट मॉड्यूल्स हैं जो कि हमें बहुत मुश्किल से मिलते हैं। यहाँ पर सबसे ज़्यादा इशू आता है। दूसरा, कोई भी आईसी मैन्युफैक्चरिंग की अगर मैं बात करता हूँ तो ज़्यादातर बाहर ही मैन्युफैक्चर होती है। अगर वो हमारे पास इंडिया में अवेलेबल हो, वहाँ पर हमारे पास मैन्युफैक्चरिंग हो तो हमें ज़्यादा अच्छा हो। बट स्टार्टअप के बिहाफ में मुझे ये लगता है कि इंडियन गवर्नमेंट को हमें इतना एटलीस्ट इतना सपोर्ट करना चाहिए कि शिपिंग कॉस्ट कम हो, या जो भी हम प्रोडक्ट मंगा रहे हैं उनके हिसाब से वो कुछ ऐसा करें कि हमें कॉस्टिंग कम पड़े। सबसे बड़ा टारगेट ये रहता है कि जब हम किसी भी चीज़ को बनाते हैं, फर्स्ट प्रोटोटाइप कभी भी हम क्रिएट करते हैं, तो इतना ज़्यादा खर्च हो जाता है सिर्फ उसके रॉ मटेरियल के लिए, और सेम मटेरियल अगर हम बाहर से परचेस करने जाते हैं तो उसके आधी कॉस्ट का भी नहीं होता है सर। तो सबसे ज़्यादा इशू हो जाता है कि अगर हम प्रोडक्ट बेस्ड कंपनी बना रहे हैं, हम एक प्रोडक्ट क्रिएट करने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं, लाइक अभी मैं स्मार्ट मिरर पे भी काम कर रहा हूँ, कुछ जीएसएम बेस्ड मॉड्यूल्स पे भी काम कर रहा हूँ, तो ये सारी चीज़ें हमें बाहर से ही परचेस करनी पड़ती है। और इंडिया में इतना एक्सपोजर नहीं है इस चीज़ का, क्योंकि लोग इससे ज़्यादा, सॉरी टू से, बट इंडिया में इससे ज़्यादा इफेक्ट आता है कि लोग आईटी फील्ड में ज़्यादा जाना चाहते हैं, क्योंकि वो ज़्यादा आसान लगता है उन्हें। यहाँ पर लोग आना ही नहीं चाहते, सबसे ज़्यादा इशू ये हो जाता है साहब। तो मेरा ये मानना है सर कि अगर चीज़ें हमें बहुत आसानी से अवेलेबल हो जाएं तो हम बहुत ही ज़्यादा कुछ आगे क्रिएटिविटी दिखा सकते हैं और कर सकते हैं। लाइक अगर हम, और एक बात और मैं बोलना चाहूँगा कि अगर मैं मॉड्यूल्स की, जीएसएम मॉड्यूल्स की बात करता हूँ तो इंडिया में 4G तक अवेलेबल है, पर 4G मॉड्यूल्स अगर हम परचेस करने जाते हैं, एक 4G फ़ोन खरीदने जाते हैं सर हम, तो वो 2000-3000 रुपये तक का भी बहुत आसानी से हमें कीपैड फ़ोन मिल सकता है। लाइक जियो ने 1500 रुपये का फ़ोन लॉन्च किया। बट अगर मैं एक मॉड्यूल की बात करता हूँ, 4G मॉड्यूल की बात करता हूँ, आप ऑनलाइन सर्च करेंगे तो वो 4000 रुपीज़ का है सर। तो ये बहुत बड़ा इशू है, और हम बाहर इन मॉड्यूल्स को यूज़ कर ही नहीं सकते, क्योंकि हम सिर्फ 2G मॉड्यूल यूज़ कर पाते हैं यहाँ पे, जो बहुत सस्ते हैं। तो इशू यहाँ पर आता है सर। दिस इज फ्रॉम माय साइड सर।
थैंक यू अंकित सर, दैट वाज अ नाइस एक्सप्रेशन फ्रॉम योर साइड। एक चीज और मैं आपसे पूछना चाहूंगा इसके अतिरिक्त, सर आपको क्या लगता है कि पूरे वर्ल्ड में हमारे भारत की स्थिति क्या है ड्रोन्स और रोबोटिक्स को लेकर?
ओके, सब हमारी स्थिति बहुत अच्छी है। बहुत कम कंपनियां हैं जो इस पे काम कर रही है इंडिया में रह के, लाइक मेक इन इंडिया टैग लगाकर, और इंडिया में ही मैन्युफैक्चरिंग बहुत रेयर और कम हो रही है। लाइक वन ऑफ द कंपनी दैट इज आइडिया फोर्ज। आइडिया फोर्ज अभी तक मुझे एक सबसे अच्छी कंपनी लगी है, जो जिनके ड्रोन्स आई थिंक सो कि थोड़े महंगे हैं, बट वो बहुत अच्छा काम कर रही हैं। बट बाकी कंपनीज की बात करते हैं और हम अपने स्टूडेंट्स की बात करते हैं, तो वो कहते हैं कि हम ड्रोन बना रहे हैं, बट वो ड्रोन बनाते नहीं हैं। वो बाहर से मॉड्यूल्स खरीद के लाते हैं, बॉडी खरीद के लाते हैं, और वो असेंबल कर देते हैं और वो कहते हैं कि हमने ड्रोन बना दिया। तो वर्कआउट तो बहुत अच्छा हो रहा है सर, लोग कर रहे हैं, पर डेडिकेशन जिस हिसाब से होना चाहिए, मेरा ये मानना है कि है 50% है, 50% नहीं है। कुछ लोगों में है, कुछ लोगों में नहीं है सर। लाइक दैट, दिस इज फ्रॉम माय साइड सर।
Okay, thank you so much, sir. The same question I would like to ask from Vasudevan, sir. What is the status of drones technology and robotics technology of India at world levels, and where we are
Um,
lagging? Where are the scopes of improvement as a technological point of view?
all right. I would like to say that we are, the honest answer is we are still growing. We have not yet reached a stage where we would say that we are okay, self-sustainable. That's not the stage that we are in. And importantly, if you see the raw materials and the components that we need to buy are not available in India. Most of the cases we are buying them from China, or we are getting it from other countries. We are importing them mostly, so the market is there, but unfortunately the production is not there. We need to grow. When you compare it with other countries, we are slightly lagging, but I'm sure it will definitely be better. The Civil Aviation Ministry estimated India's drone sector to grow to a whopping number of 120 to 150 billion rupees by 2026, which means it will cover up to say about 1.7, 1.6 billion by 2026. It's huge money. It's going to be definitely a huge amount of revenue, huge amount of marketplaces for drone in India. But currently, even starting a company with respect to drone is very, very difficult. It's not so easy. Training, I'll call it this way: raw materials, training, expertise, and repair. When the drone gets repaired, when the drone gets a fault, getting it repaired is not so easy, and it takes a lot of time. I hope Ankit will accept to this point. It takes a lot of time for us to really correct it and bring it back onto the track. It's not so easy. We are growing. We are like an infant right now in drone technology. Maybe in next 3 to 5 years, I see that it will definitely grow, with more colleges establishing the courses on robotics and automation, with drones being a very important component in the curriculum, with people seeing it, people learning it. This will grow. There is a demand, but the supply is not there. Correct me if I'm wrong, Ankit.
सर यू आर सर एब्सोल्युटली राइट सर। अभी सच बात है कि हम ग्रोइंग हैं और वर्कआउट कर रहे हैं, बट सर स्टिल हम वेट ही करते रह जाते हैं मॉड्यूल्स का और आते नहीं है। ऐसा होता है, कई बार होता है सर।
Thank you so much, sir, for
Thank
your
you.
insights.
Thank you.
I would add one more question into this ongoing discussion. If there is a formulation of policies to ameliorate, to increase the status of the robotics and the drones technologies, the contribution of robotics and drones technology in our country, what could be the possible policies from government side?
Yeah, it's a
Uh,
nice question, sir. I would like to answer it. That there is a regulatory body by Indian government known as the DGCA, Directorate General of Civil Aviations, and they have the full authority to control and to put a rules and regulation on the drone. So recently, according to the recent stats, they have identified that by the year of uh, yes, by the year of 2021, they want uh, to uh, regulate or to put
True.
some rules on the drones. Basically, the first that they have put some new rule in November 2021, that the registration of the unmanned aerial vehicles should be there. Without registration, no one can fly the drones in the sky. And the rule is like that: if you want to go for above 100-meter flight, okay, so you can't do that. If you want to below the 100, then you don't need to do the registration or any kind of thing. So they have after the registration, they will provide some drone acknowledgement number that will be issued by the digital sky platform. And it will have some GST tax and also some initial money requirement. And also they have initiated one more point, that they have structures the kind of drones in various categories, like nano unmanned aircraft vehicle, micro, small unmanned aircraft vehicle, medium unmanned, and the large unmanned. So the weight of the drone is basically varies from 250 grams to 150 kilogram, and you can't go more than 150 kilograms. I think over to
True.
Ankit. Ankit, you want to add something more?
यस सर, एक्चुअली एक इसके साथ इन्होंने एक एनपी एंटी चिप भी अलाउ करी है। आप
Yes, yes, yes.
माइक्रो ड्रोन लाइक
True.
250 ग्राम के ऊपर अगर आप किसी भी ड्रोन को लेकर जाते हैं तो एक एनपी एंटी चिप है, दैट इज नो परमिशन नो टेक ऑफ। ये
Yes, yes.
चिप लगाने के बाद लाइक ऐसा होता है सर कि आप आपको ये तक बताना पड़ता है आप किस जगह पर किस पोजीशन पे कितने हाइट पे और कितने बजे आप इसे टेक ऑफ करने
True.
वाले हैं। तो ये भी इसमें एक नया कुछ ऐड ऑन है। और उसके
Hmm.
बाद एक हैक हो गया है, एक प्रॉब्लम ये है यहाँ पर कि जैसे आपने बोला कि 100 मीटर की ऊंचाई के 100 मीटर हाइट से ऊपर आप इसे ले नहीं जाते। तो एक्चुअली ये ना रिमोट से रिलेट कर रहा है। लाइक आप
Hmm.
लाइक 20 फ्लोर की बिल्डिंग पे खड़े हैं और वहां से आप उड़ाना चाहें ड्रोन को, तो वो 100 मीटर ऊपर तक जा रहा है। तो कुछ चीजें बहुत अच्छी कर रखी हैं, बट कुछ चीजें हैं जो इन्होंने ऐसा है कि प्रॉब्लम है यहाँ पर कुछ क्रिएट कर रखी है इन्होंने।
It should
तो
be corrected ideally in future. So they are
यस
to
Yes, yes.
to my knowledge, this is the first initiative that they have taken. They have a website called digitalsky.dgca.gov.in. I'm actually very happy the way they have initiated. It will go on further. You want to specify if you want to use an unmanned surface vehicle, I mean unmanned aerial vehicle, or are you a manufacturer? Are you authorized pilot? They have asked a lot of questions there. And as
यस
one of our speakers said, the classification of drones has been very clearly done there: nano, micro, small, medium, large. It starts from 250 grams and it goes on till 150 kg. And you need to apply for a type certificate. It's called Form D1. You need to apply for that. You need to log into DigiSky platform, select which prototype you are going to use, and you need to fill the form by paying 100 rupee fee. And upon successful registration, you get it completely permitted. So this procedures itself is going to be, I mean, this I see as a boom. It did not happen earlier, right? Now they have come in with this kind of inputs. So next year, I believe that it will be much better. We'll get much more clarity on how do we go more into drone. So this is happening nicely in India right now. So we believe that it will go on to the next level. Yeah, there are flaws, there are points to improve, but there has to be a start, and the start has happened.
Thank you so much, sir. One more question I would like to add here. Do we need license if we use drones as a commercial purpose?
Yes, sir. According to the
Absolutely.
new DGCA rule, you have to apply for the some pilot license, and before taking off your drone, you have to give the conditions and all the information of your drone to the air controller office, the Air Force. And after getting permission from them, only you can fly. And they will also have put some restrictions that you can't fly over the industrial area or some personal property. So these are the some flaws in the rules,
Okay.
basically. Yeah.
Okay.
Uh,
Thank you so much, sir. The same questions I would like to ask from our expert if they want to add more things into this. Actually, there is a student learning how to fly a robot, how to fly this drones. Initially, is it compulsory to apply for the license? Then only he can fly the drones, or he can go with the training.
For you to construct a drone, I don't think you need a license, but it is better that you get it, because it may take some time for. I mean, I'm not very sure how faster they give you the license. So if you wait for the license and if you kill 6 months there, I don't see a point there. So let the children learn, but flying should be done with the licensing as per the new regulations. I have given the link there in the chat box for us. So please upload that link to the children. There, you will be asked to register, and you have to be a pilot registered appropriately for you to fly drones. It's mandatory.
Okay. Thank you for the link, sir. Thank you so much. Adding more to the discussion, one more question is coming from the core sector, the power sector. This question is basically I would like to ask from Abhishek Sharma, sir. Sir, can
yes,
you
sir.
please elaborate what is the possible uses of drones in our power grid?
Okay, so thanks for this question, sir. Basically, power grid inspection are an integral is an integral part of the power grid maintenance. So drones and robotics technology can be used with the goal of improving the quality and productivity or the power grid maintenance, which will ultimately support the reliability and cost effectiveness for any industry or the power industry. Sorry. So automated data acquisition and management. Uh, these are the two main aspects that we can easily do with the help of the robots or the drones, and they will play a larger role for predictive maintenance and will leverage drones and robotics for data collection and analysis. Furthermore, adding to this, I would like to say some specific area in the power system that where drones can be analyzed or their efficiency can be analyzed. The one is the construction and repair, maintenance management. Third one is the emission monitoring. Fourth one is the solar and wind power inspections. Fifth one is the inspection of power lines, and the last one is the component parts like inductor and insulator that we are having on the high power lines. So their inspection is also needed after time to time. So I think we can implement the drones and the mobile robots also in this area. That's from my side.
Thank you so much, Abhishek sir. One more question I would like to ask from you from this ongoing discussion. If we happen to use a lot of drones in power grid, what changes you are expecting in our current power grid? What will be the future power grid if we are using lots of drones?
Okay, so I will give this answer by taking an example. Like
Yeah.
in my current university, so during the summertime, because the summertime is very harsh here in Israel, and during the summertime there is a hot spot on the solar panels due to partial shading condition or due to some weathering condition. So how to so we are just propose the idea to the ministry of the Israel that we can use the drones for the inspection of the hotspot area on the solar panels, so that we can prevent the destruction of the solar panels, and in turns it will increase the productivity also, and it will also decrease the costing for the company.
Thank you so much, sir. That was actually from uh, your university point of view. Now, I would like
Yes,
to
yes.
ask the same question from India point of view. When we have
Huh.
different structure of power grid, when we have
Okay.
overhead lines, overhead transmission lines, can you imagine the smooth uses of drones in our power grid, or there will be any challenges?
I think it is a mixture of advantage and disadvantage. The advantages are like that you are reducing the man force, okay, and you don't need a large number of resources to inspect the power lines, and also you will decrease the human casualties like the getting the shock from the higher power lines.
Definitely.
So this is the advantage, but the disadvantage is that when your drone is when your quadcopter or drone is doing the inspection, then is by accidentally if it comes into the contact with the high kV lines, then it will be difficult for to handle that situation. And one advantage is there that during the inspection of power lines you can also charge your drone with the help of some what you like say some kind of wire, or by implementing some kind of regulatory circuit. So these are the advantages and disadvantages.
Thank you so much, sir.
Welcome,
The
sir.
same question I
Welcome.
would like to ask from Ankit Mule, sir. Sir, having known that the structure of power system in foreign countries, in our countries are different. In foreign countries, they are having underground cables. In our countries, we are having lots of overhead lines. So, keeping in this mind, if we are going to introduce lots of drones, so will there be challenges or smooth operations of our power grid? What do you think, sir? So you are not audible.
सर मैंने एक एग्जांपल दूंगा। एक प्रोजेक्ट आया हुआ था जिस पर हमें जो विंड मिल थी, जो हमारी ब्लेड्स थी, उन्हें हमें चेक करना था कि उनमें क्रैक तो नहीं आए हैं या उनके पेंट तो नहीं निकल गए हैं। बिकॉज ऑफ अगर आपका कुछ भी क्रैक आता है या कुछ भी होता है तो एरोडायनेमिक खराब होता है और उसके वजह से आप उतनी पावर जनरेट नहीं कर पाते। तब हमने सर ड्रोन को यूज किया था उस केस में, और ड्रोन के ऊपर लाइडा सिस्टम लगाकर हमने चेक किया था उसे। बट ड्यू टू सम बजट इशू उस कंपनी की वजह से हमें ये प्रोजेक्ट वहां से टेक डाउन करना पड़ा। इसके बाद हमने इस चीज पे वर्कआउट करने की कोशिश करी थी कि हम ऐसा कुछ करें कि पावर लाइन के सामने से हम निकलें और ड्रोन को निकालें और ड्रोन से फिर हम चेक करने की कोशिश करें। बट सर इतने माइनर देखा जाए तो ड्रोन इतने माइन्यूट चीजें देखने में अभी मुझे लगता है और आरएनडी की जरूरत है। थोड़ा सा आरएनडी की तरफ से अगर मैं देखूं तो ये बहुत ज्यादा टफ मुझे लग रहा है जो ऑपरेशन होगा। बट हाँ, अगर ये वर्कआउट हो जाता है तो डेफिनेटली ये बहुत अच्छा आइडिया है कि हम ऐसा कुछ कर सकते हैं कि ड्रोन से हम पावर लाइन को चेक कर सकें। डेफिनेटली ये अच्छा ही ऑपरेशन होगा मेरे हिसाब से सर।
Thank you, sir, for your positive answer. Now, I would like to ask one more question from you. What do you think the fields available for students to pursue their career in drones and robotics technology?
सर यहाँ पर बहुत सारी चीज़ें अवेलेबल हैं इंडिया में। एक्चुअली हमारे जो कोर्सेज हैं इसमें अगर हम एक रोबो को या एक ड्रोन को बनाना चाहते हैं तो इसमें आपको बहुत सारे अलग अलग टाइप के कोर्सेज हैं जिनको आपको मर्ज करना पड़ेगा। लाइक अगर आपको एक रोबो का या एक ड्रोन का स्ट्रक्चर तैयार करना है तो थोड़ा बहुत आपको मैकेनिकल आना चाहिए। मैकेनिकल ब्रांच से रिलेटेड आपको कुछ चीज़ें आनी चाहिए। आपको सेंटर ऑफ ग्रेविटी वगैरह, आपको मटेरियल के बारे में पता होना चाहिए। और फिर अगर हम थोड़ा और आगे बढ़ते हैं तो आपको इलेक्ट्रिकल से भी रिलेटेड चीज़ें आनी चाहिए डेफिनेटली। फिर इसके बाद इलेक्ट्रॉनिक भी आता है और साथ में कोड्स भी आते हैं। तो अगर एक प्रॉपर टीम बने या एक कोई भी स्टूडेंट हो, अगर ऐसा कुछ भी करना चाह रहे हैं तो बहुत सारी फील्ड्स हैं इंडस्ट्रियल ऑटोमेशन से रिलेटेड या ऐसे रोबोट से रिलेटेड ट्रेनिंग से रिलेटेड बहुत सारी फील्ड हैं जो अवेलेबल हैं इंडिया में सर। तो आई थिंक सो।
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Sir, I would also
Please,
like
please.
to add some points here. That
Most welcome, please.
yeah. So if the student wants to learn how to make a robot, how to make a drone, so they can also go to the some online learning platform. There are various online learning platform, and the students can get very low cost course there, like Udemy.com, Coursera.com. These are the online platforms, and their course structure they are providing is very good. And they are also providing some 1 year or 2 year master's level program like that.
Okay. Thank you for your answer, sir. I would definitely convey this message to my students, Udemy and Coursera. There are lots of courses available regarding this. Now, please, Abhishek sir, one more question I'm asking from you. What do you think? What is the role of artificial intelligence in the sector of drones and this robotics technology?
Yeah, it's a very nice question, that artificial intelligence. So it can play a very important role, like that. For example, just take the example of this COVID cases. So recently, by taking example, I will give one example that I have proposed. I filed a not filed also and granted the patent on that. That I have proposed, like that if there are more than 4 or 5 people gathering together at one location, so I have proposed like that the movable wash vision that will move. And how it will move? It will just identify the people just by measuring the density of the people in a particular area. And here we can use the artificial intelligence technique, basically some machine learning techniques also. And by knowing the majority of the person there, this wash vision will move automatically to them, and there will be some speaker system, and he will ask that, like that, now it's time to get sanitize your hand, now it's time to wash your hand. So in this what I have proposed, I have is proposed a very simple technology. With the help of artificial neural networks, we are identifying, with the help of the camera, there is the number of maximum people, the counting the people over a particular area, and that's the system works here. So I think with the help of artificial intelligence and the swarm intelligence techniques, we can solve our day-to-day daily life issues also, like this.
हाँ, थैंक यू अभिषेक सर। आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस के बारे में मैं अंकित मूली सर के भी विचार जानना चाहूँगा। सर, आपको क्या लगता है कि आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस को किस हद तक और कितना बेनिफिट दे सकते हैं हम अपने लोगों को, अगर हमने इसका इस्तेमाल किया ड्रोन्स में और रोबोटिक्स में? तो अंकित सर।
एक्चुअली आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस अभी भी वर्कआउट काफ़ी हद तक किया जा रहा है, हो रहा है इस पे। एक्चुअली सबसे ज़्यादा प्रॉब्लम एआई के अंदर बेस में आती है जब आप बिग डेटा पे आते हैं या आपके पास रॉ डेटा होता है और उसे आपको चेक करना होता है और उस पर आपको वर्कआउट करना पड़ता है। बट हाँ, हमने अभी एआई बेस्ड अभी सिर्फ हम एप्लीकेशंस पे काम कर रहे हैं सर। लाइक अपग्रेड मोड पे हम एआई बॉट, आपका जो हमारा अपग्रेड मोड कम्युनिटी है, इसमें हम कुछ चैट बॉट और कुछ चीज़ें हमने लगाई हुई हैं जिसमें स्टूडेंट्स खुद से आके कुछ प्रॉब्लम है तो आपकी कुछ जो भी इश्यूज हैं, मतलब हम बेसिक लेवल पे काम कर रहे हैं इस पर एप्लीकेशन पर अगर आप स्टूडेंट आते हैं और स्टूडेंट आने के बाद कोई भी चीज़ पूछते हैं उससे, तो अगर उसने वो चीज़ लर्न की होगी ऑलरेडी, उसके पास वो प्रॉब्लम का सॉल्यूशन होगा, तो डेफिनेटली बॉट आपको रिप्लाई करेगा। तो हम लोग सर अभी जो वर्कआउट कर रहे हैं वो एप्लीकेशंस पे कर रहे हैं, बट डेफिनेटली अगर हम हार्डवेयर्स पे आएंगे इस चीज़ पे तो हम बहुत आगे बढ़ सकते हैं। बट अभी तक राइट नाउ मैंने एआई को किसी भी रोबो में इम्प्लीमेंट नहीं किया है सर, सिर्फ सिस्टम पर लगा के देखा हुआ है। तो डेफिनेटली बहुत अच्छा होता है और काफ़ी हद तक आगे बढ़ता है, बट हाँ, मेमोरी बहुत ज़्यादा लेता है।
धन्यवाद सर। एक और सवाल आया है हमारे स्टूडेंट की तरफ से। जैसा कि भारत एक कृषि प्रधान देश है और अगर हम चाहते हैं कि ड्रोन्स और रोबोटिक्स साधारण परिवार तक पहुंचे, साधारण यूज तक पहुंचे, तो डेफिनेटली ये एग्रीकल्चर फील्ड में भी पहुंचेगा। तो इस दिशा में क्या कोई काम हो रहा है सर?
सर एक मेरे फ्रेंड हैं अभिनव सिंह ठाकुर सर, ओपन रोबोटिक्स क्लब और फ्लाइंग चक्रा, आपने शायद नाम सुना होगा उनका। इन्होंने कंपनी डाली है और कुछ 30 लीटर की कैपेसिटी के साथ ये ड्रोन पे वर्कआउट कर रहे हैं कि 30 लीटर आप यूरिया, मतलब 30 केजी के आसपास आप यूरिया या कुछ भी अलग चीज़ें आप लेकर जाएं और इसको खेतों में डालने के लिए पेस्टिसाइड्स वगैरह ये सारी चीज़ें ये वर्कआउट कर रहे हैं। बट अगेन ये ज़्यादा महंगा है, तो इसके अलावा अल्टरनेटिव सोचे जा रहे हैं। जैसे कि मैं वर्कआउट कर रहा हूँ अभी कुछ WSN एक टेक्नोलॉजी है, दैट इज़ वायरलेस सेंसर नेटवर्क। इस पे हम काम कर रहे हैं और पूरे खेत में हर जगह पर हम कुछ नोड डिप्लॉय कर रहे हैं। कुछ सेंसर, एक डिवाइस है, एक से ज़्यादा डिवाइस है सेम है, वो आपस में कैलिब्रेट करके, आपस में कम्युनिकेट करके एक डेटा लॉगर को एक कंप्यूटर पे डेटा भेज रहे हैं और वो डेटा फीड करने के बाद, वो डेटा रखने के बाद हम ML लगा रहे हैं कि उन क्रॉप के लिए या उन फसल के लिए हम कैसे और अच्छा कर सकते हैं इस चीज़ में। इस पे हम काम कर रहे हैं। बट अगर हम ड्रोन की बात करते हैं तो ये थोड़ा कॉस्टली पड़ता है। अगर हम एक साधारण किसान या नॉर्मल किसान, मतलब फार्मर की बात करते हैं, तो ये उनके लिए थोड़ा महंगा पड़ता है। तो हाँ, आप रेंटेड ड्रोन जरूर ले सकते हैं। फ्लाइंग चक्रा ने अभी यूज किया है कि लाइक रेंटेड ड्रोन लगभग 1500, हाँ 1500 रुपए समथिंग कुछ ले रहा है वो 2 या 3 एकड़ खेत के लिए। आप इस पे यूज कर सकते हैं, लाइक दैट सर।
धन्यवाद अंकित सर। I would like to ask the same question. I want to know his opinion from Abhishek Sharma sir. What do you think the use of drones in our agricultural sectors? Is it possible, or if it's not possible yet, So, what steps we are taking and what policies are amended in this direction to make more uses of drones technology to our agricultural sector? Is it easily available at low cost to our farmers?
Yeah, Dr. Sharma, thanks for this question. Actually, if we go in the terms of the costing, then it will become more difficult because the costing is very high here because there is no manufacturing of the chips in India right now. So due to this, we have to face the costing side. But for the side of implementation, we can yes, we can implement the drone for the uh, pesticide spreading and for the inspection of the crops. Like some diseases are there, and so with the help of the camera mounted on the drone, we can easily identify the disease, and we can easily identify the area, the affected area by the virus. So this can be, yes, this can be implemented. Regarding the like what you say, regarding the policies, so I think that government of India should come in front in this field, in this area, and they have to establish some some center in the villages, and where the researchers can provide the drones to the common villagers, and they will provide some training there over there to the villagers, so that they can also take the drone from the center for some time, or for on a pay very low cost money, and the rented one we can also implement this kind of system. So I think they should become into the policies, in the rural policies, and the government of India should take care of it. That's all from my side.
Thank you so much, Abhishek sir. Having heard that we are still lagging in terms of starting manufacturing unit, let me ask you one more question from this ongoing discussion, sir. Uh, what are the ways of starting a manufacturing unit of drones? Is it so difficult or it is easy? If it is difficult, what are the hurdles? If it is easy, why we haven't still started a manufacturing unit in India for drones and drones related products?
Yeah, because the costing will play the major important role here. See, example, if we buy the some parts from the already made parts from the other country like China and all these things, so we can also get easily. But the chip manufacturing technology is not available right now in India. Although the IITs, most of the IITs are working over there, but there is no. The problem is there. The government is having no proper rules for implementing it. Okay, so there are, the government should provide some subsidized area, or the some rebate on it, that so
Is
that
it?
we can, yeah.
Sorry to interrupt you, sir.
Yeah.
As you said right now, is it so because of the lack of willpower, or is it so because of the lack of the intent, or is it so because of that we do not want to start a manufacturing unit of this thing in our country? What is stopping us? What is the
Yeah,
main reason?
yeah. The main reason are basically the two reasons that I have encountered with these reasons. That first one is the policies of the government is not very well defined regarding in this area, and the second one is that you are it's very hard to find uh, how you say that, the skilled labor for the manufacturing of the chip in India, because the most of the persons are going outside the India, and uh, so these are the two main reasons. I will not go further to that on the.
ओके ओके आई अंडरस्टैंड सर दैट वाज लवली आंसर फ्रॉम योर साइड थैंक यू सो मच एक क्वेश्चन जो मैं और अंकित मूल्य सर से पूछना चाहूंगा कि सर अभी थोड़ी देर पहले आपने डिस्कस किया कि उडेमी है कोर्सेरा है फ्री कोर्सेज अवेलेबल है सर क्या सिमुलेटर भी फ्री अवेलेबल है हमारे बच्चों के लिए वो सीख सकते हैं कोई सिमुलेटर अवेलेबल है ऑनलाइन
एक लिमिट तक आप सिमुलेटर का यूज़ कर सकते हैं। बहुत सारी चीज़ें हैं, लाइक अगर स्टूडेंट प्रोफाइल से देखा जाए तो सॉलिड वर्क्स में भी सिमुलेशन होते हैं। सिमुलेशन बहुत अलग-अलग टाइप के हैं। अगर आप मटेरियल से रिलेटेड करना चाह रहे हैं, आप इलेक्ट्रिकल, इलेक्ट्रॉनिक बेस्ड सिमुलेशन करना चाह रहे हैं, तो बहुत सारे अवेलेबल हैं, लाइक प्रोटियस वन ऑफ द बेस्ट इन दैट। आप स्टूडेंट प्रोफाइल से एक बहुत अच्छा फीडबैक आता है कि आप प्रोटियस से बहुत सारी चीज़ें सीख सकते हैं। लाइक सॉलिड वर्क्स भी ऐसा ही है कि सॉलिड वर्क्स पे भी आप वर्कआउट कर सकते हैं। आपको मतलब आई बिलीव सो कि ये दो सॉफ्टवेयर इनफ है एक बेसिक रोबो तैयार करने के लिए, एक प्रॉपर अच्छा रोबो तैयार करने के लिए ये दो सिमुलेटर बहुत है, इनफ है, और इन्हीं को सीखने में बहुत सारा टाइम लग जाता है। तो अगर आप यूडेमी से या कहीं से भी आप कोर्स परचेस करते हैं तो डेफिनेटली वो बताते हैं आपको कि अ, कोई भी एक सॉफ्टवेयर है जो कि लाइसेंस सॉफ्टवेयर है, बट अगर आपको स्टूडेंट बेस पे आपको सीखने के पर्पज से खरीदना है तो वो कैसे आप यूज कर सकते हैं, परचेस कर सकते हैं। बहुत सारे सिमुलेटर्स हैं जो प्रोफेशनली तो लाइसेंस खरीदना पड़ेगा आपको, बट सीखने के पर्पज से आप फ्री यूज कर सकते हैं सर इस चीज़ को।
Okay.
Yeah, so Dr. Sharma, I would also like hear some points from my side
Yes,
that
please.
you have asked about the simulator for the robotics or drones. So we can use BBots. I'm typing in the chat also. BBots is the one simulator, and the VRAP there is another simulator. There you can find the model of the robots there or the drone there, and you can directly just took the model in the workspace, and you can just implement your algorithms. And the most beautiful things are there here that you can write in three programming languages here: the Python, C++, and MATLAB. Also, they are having the plugins for all these three programming languages. So it will become easier and user friendly for the new students or the new researchers in this area that are looking for the simulation purpose only.
Thank you so much, sir. One last question I would like to ask from you. How can one become a drone pilots?
Yeah, for becoming the drone pilots, so there are some companies or the agencies that
Okay.
they are having some course structure like for 1.5 months and 2 months, and they will teach you about the aerodynamics of the drone, everything about the drone. They will teach how to take off, how to land, everything they will teach, and after that, on behalf of the applicant, they will. First, they will provide the training, then they will provide the training certificate. Then, after getting the training certificate, they will also help in getting the license from the government. So, these are the steps basically now these days are going on to get the pilot license.
Pankaj,
Okay. Thank you so much, sir. One question is I'm asking from Atul Mole, sir. Sir, during manufacturing of drones, what are the basic standards? That is, we have some standards while we manufacture some things. IP rating, materials. Uh, what about these things? Can you please elaborate?
एक आपको ड्रोन बनाने के लिए बेसिकली सबसे पहले आपको चूज ये करना पड़ेगा कि आपको किस आपका रिक्वायरमेंट क्या है। एक क्वाड कॉप्टर है जो हवा में है, बट आपसे आपको रिक्वायरमेंट किस किस चीज़ की है। लाइक अगर आप सिर्फ कैमरा लगाना चाह रहे हैं, आप थर्मल इमेजिंग करना चाह रहे हैं, आप क्या करना चाह रहे हैं, सबसे पहले आपको ये चूज करना पड़ेगा। आफ्टर दैट उसके अकॉर्डिंग अलग अलग टाइप के फ्लाइट कंट्रोलर मार्केट में भी अवेलेबल हैं, या आप चाह रहे हैं कि आप खुद का एक प्रोसेसर अलग से खुद प्रोसेसर प्रोग्राम करें, लाइक आप रास्पबेरी पाई या लेटीपांडा जैसी कुछ प्रोसेसर्स हैं जो पावरफुल, काफ़ी पावरफुल प्रोसेसर्स हैं जो आप वर्कआउट कर सकते हैं इनके साथ। तो पहले आप हम ये चूज करते हैं। आफ्टर दैट ये भी होता है कि आपको कितना बड़ा ड्रोन चाहिए, आपके रिक्वायरमेंट के हिसाब से आपका कितना वेट कैरी कर सकता है या क्या कैरी कर सकता है, ये बेसिक रिक्वायरमेंट रहती है। फिर उसके बाद आपको कितना टाइम का फ्लाइट टाइम चाहिए, कितनी देर का फ्लाइट टाइम चाहिए, उसके अकॉर्डिंग आप यूज़ करते हैं, आप बैटरीज वगैरह चेक करते हैं। और आफ्टर दैट आप असेंबल करिए और इट्स रेडी टू गो। पर अगर आप असेंबल करेंगे, फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल अगर कोई स्टूडेंट सीखना चाह रहा है, बेसिक लेवल पे सीखना चाह रहा है, तो मैं यही सजेस्ट करूंगा कि पहले वो ड्रोन असेंबल करना सीखे। लाइक फ्लाइट कंट्रोलर क्या होता है, कितने टाइप के होते हैं, फिर इसके बाद BLDCs जो मोटर्स होती हैं प्रोपेलर के लिए, वो किस किस टाइप की होती हैं, कब हम कैसे प्रोपेलर्स यूज़ कर रहे हैं। लाइक ड्रोन के अलावा फिक्स्ड विंग भी होते हैं, तो फिक्स्ड विंग के लिए भी हम क्या यूज़ कर सकते हैं, बैटरी बैकअप किस हिसाब से चूज़ करना चाहिए। तो ये बेसिक लर्निंग है। इसके बाद जब हमें रिक्वायरमेंट पता चल जाती है, इसके बाद हम चीज़ें परचेस करते हैं या चीज़ें बनाते हैं और फिर वर्कआउट करते हैं सर। दैट्स इट।
Thank you, sir. Uh, The next question is from Abhishek Sharma, sir. Sir, do we have freedom to store data in our personal server to analyze the pattern of failure in case of drone in use for some specific applications?
Yes. We can store the data at our personal system or personal server. There is no problem regarding that, and also there is no rules and regulation from the government of side that you can't store or like that. But in some cases, if the data should not affect the integrity or the of the country, so that point should be taken care before the
Okay.
releasing the data or the storing the data.
Okay. Thank
Yeah.
you. Sir, this question is from Ankit Mule, sir. Uh, why is the output of drone images certainly for the most of the times lower than other areas? And is there any ways we can enhance the output of those images capturing from those drones?
ओके सर, सबसे अच्छा तरीका होता है ये है कि आप कैमरे कैमरा जो भी यूज़ कर रहे हैं, इन्हेंस कर रहे हैं चीज़ों को, तो बेस्ट वे ये होगा कि आप जो भी आउटपुट आ रहा है उसे आप इमेज प्रोसेस एक बार करा दें, फ़िल्टर आउट करें। आफ्टर दैट आप फ़िल्टर आउट करेंगे, इमेज प्रोसेसिंग करेंगे, तो आपके पास एक अच्छा आउटपुट आएगा। दूसरा इम्पोर्टेंट चीज़ ये होती है कि डेटा कितना किस लेवल पर आप इमेज क्लिक कर रहे हैं, ले रहे हैं, उसके अकॉर्डिंग डेटा ट्रैवल करके आपके पास आ रहा है। तो जो डेटा ट्रैवलिंग मीडियम है, आप वहीं पर ड्रोन के अंदर स्टोर करा रहे हैं, या आप वायरलेसली उस डेटा को अपने पास लेके लाना चाह रहे हैं कि ड्रोन चल रहा है और आप लाइव उसे देखना चाह रहे हैं। तो इस बेस पे कुछ अलग पैरामीटर्स होंगे जिस पे हम वर्कआउट करते हैं कि इमेज जो ली जा रही है उसका साइज क्या होगा, उसका रेजोल्यूशन क्या होगा। इसके हिसाब से हम सर वर्कआउट करते हैं सर इस चीज़ पर।
Thank you, Ankit, sir. The same question I would like to ask from Abhishek Sharma, sir, if we had something more values to this question.
I think Mr. Ankit has answered already in a very well manner. There
Okay.
is no point to add here.
Okay. Thank you so much, sir.
Welcome, sir.
Now I would like to conclude this session having understood the various ways of raising funds and the awareness and the lack of policies why the robotics and drones technologies are still halfway in our country. There are lots of things to be improved in drones and technology, but we have started and we need that kind of temperament, that kind of motivation in this field to reach certain heights. Thank you, every speakers, learned speakers, Dr. Sriram Vasudevan sir, Abhishek Sharma sir, Ankit Mule sir. Having listened to you, we have learned so many things, and I hope our students have learned so many things. The ways you have taught us on this platform, this is going to help for our lifelong. Thank you so much, sir. Now, I would like to hand over this session to Subhne Roy, sir. Over to you, Subhne Roy, sir.
Thank you so much, sir. Now, I would like to request coordinator of this event, Dr. Ayush Srivastav, Assistant Professor Electrical Engineering, to conclude this whole session and give vote of thanks. Over to you, sir.
Thank you so much, Shubhna sir. Thank you. Good morning, all the dignitaries and dear learners gathered are virtually on this event. I, Dr. Ayush Srivastav, coordinator of IPIC 2022, would like to thank our national and international speakers for sharing your knowledge. I also want to thank national and international learners of the globe. On the behalf of Electrical Department, I am extending my gratitude to our respected chairman and MD sir of Sagar Group for providing such an informative platform. My heartfelt gratitude to Dr. Jyoti Deshmukh, Ma'am, Director, and Mr. Manish Pelore, Principal, SISTec, Ratibad, for motivation and guidance. I am extending my gratitude to respect head of the department, Professor Ashish Singhal, for all the support and guidance. I want to express my thanks to Mahesh Trivedi sir, admin manager, and special thanks to Mr. Akash Kosta, Mr. Siddharth and Mr. Pankaj Mangtani and all the admin teams for the support. Last but not the least, my special gratitude to Professor Shubhna Roy for wonderfully hosting this event and moderators, Professor Prashant Kumar and Pankaj Sharma for a nice and perfect coordination with experts. And sincere gratitude to organizing team members, Professor Kavita Kushwa and Professor Priyanka Rajavat and all others. Thank you for making this event successfully. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Ayush. Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you,
sir.
sir.
Thank you all. Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you
you.
all. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.